good? Yes. Okay. So first I want to welcome you all here to the town board meeting. So before the town board meeting, like I said, we have several special presentations that we wanted to make this morning. I'm going to ask Councilman Terry McSweeney, who is the chairman of our Public Safety Committee. He's got two special presentations to make, and you'll be excited to hear. Both involve life. Both involve life. One bringing a new life into the world, and the second actually saving, I'll say, 2 lives. I read the story by someone who is probably not even 16 years old. 16 exactly? 15. So Terry, yes. Take it away.
Thank you, Supervisor. So it's my honor to be here today to honor a family that I've known pretty much my entire life. We grew up together right on the same, we hung out on Herman Avenue in North Babylon together, played basketball, went to school together. And it's an honor to watch my friends grow up and raise such honorable young family who really takes after the last name and really is making the family very proud, the Daly family. And today we're here, well, it's, as Supervisor Schaefer said, we're here to honor life. And this is the award that we're going to give out today in 2 different parts. Is an award that's the most prestigious award that we give out in the town of Babylon, and that we don't give out hardly ever. This is the most rare award that we do give out. Because it's called the Heroism Award. And the Heroism Award is obviously for our heroes, our local heroes. And for this particular incident, our local hero is a local youth hero. Just at 15 years old at the time, he had his radar up, and I'm going to say he gets that from Uncle Marty. Sorry. But he noticed that something wasn't right in the water where there's a lot going on and there's a lot of distractions. And he had enough sense about him to realize that somebody needed help. And this happened in the heat of, I think it was July 14th. And Ryan noticed that an elderly gentleman had gotten taken out by a large wave and was unable to get back on his feet. As Ryan approached this elderly gentleman, he realized that he was also bleeding and knew that it was an extreme emergency to help get him onto his feet and out of the water. And there was zero hesitation when he did that. Ryan and his father, Roberto, was able to bring him to shore, signal for the lifeguards, and help was aided. This elderly gentleman was in such distress that transport by ground ambulance was not going to be feasible. He needed a lot more help than what they can get him, and he needed help fast, that they had to land a helicopter to transport him to a surgical medical center. So I'm going to ask Ryan to come on up. And on behalf of the supervisor, Rich Schaefer, Deputy Supervisor and Councilman Antonio Martinez, Councilman Dwayne Gregory, Councilman Anthony Mineta, Town Clerk Jerry Compitello, and a Receiver of Taxes, Jen Montiglio, I'm honored to present you with this award today for saving a life. And there's no other better gratification than saving a life. And everything that you do, we could not be more ecstatic that you're here with us today. And you have a bright future. We can't wait. You're going to take the test, right? The FDNY test? Yeah. Take the Suffolk County PD test. Thank you so much. And I also have also a proclamation from Kimberly Jean-Pierre, who could not make it today, but she wanted to extend her well wishes and her gratitude for everything that you've done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Nice job. You want to say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead. This is more scary.
Thank you, guys.
The guy at
Yeah.
So So Steve, do you mind if we take one with us and then we'll take a big family picture? Do I got to check with your agent first? Or? Yeah, she signed off. Yeah, then we'll take one with all of you. Steve, you need these out of the way?
You can come up.
Now, all the family. Yes. You'll have everything. Give a big smile there. I can't stop smiling.
Come on, grandparents. He's got a lot of grandparents. Come on, grandparents.
Congratulations, Grandpa. All right, well, I'll get out of the way now. Steve, you got them all? Turn a little sideways. Oh, go that way?
It's like prom. Prom. Yes, I'm ready.
This side or that side? Perfect. Excellent. There you go. Yeah, nice smile. There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I will. I'll say hi to Rob. Bye, Ted.
Ryan, whatever you need from us.
Let's do roll calls. 6:48 and
So now today is August 6th, 7th? 7th, all right, I'm a little off today. But it is National Purple Heart Day, and I'm going to ask Councilman Dwayne Gregory, who's the chairman of our Veterans Services Committee, to come up and make a special presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Would you like to join me, Madeline? Going to ask Madeline McConney Quintine to join me. As the supervisor mentioned, today is National Purple Heart Day. As a veteran, I'm a little embarrassed. I didn't know there was a National Purple Hearts Day, but I'm certainly glad that that there is, because we have a very special person that we want to recognize here in the town of Babylon, Mr. Charles James Dawson. Please join us. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with how you receive a Purple Heart recognition, that means that you were injured in combat. Mr. Dawson, as I understand, was, well, let me tell you this story. So we reached out to him. We said we want to recognize you, recognizing Purple Heart recipients. We need a bio. So my intermediary here, Mr. Simpkins. They're both from the North Babylon, Belmont Lake community. I said, well, we need a bio. We want to do a presentation. He says, well, he went to combat. He was shot 3 times and he survived. That's his bio. I'm like, okay. I said, we'll work with it. But those are the types of injuries that these individuals receive in combat, serving their country. We all hope that, if we, as veterans, that we go off to combat, that we come back safely with all our extremities and things like that. But sometimes there are injuries, physical and non-physical. So we certainly want to recognize those individuals that sacrifice themselves for this great country of ours. And this is just a small token of our appreciation. The commitment and sacrifice that you gave is certainly very much appreciated. So thank you for your service and commitment to our country. All right. All right. Would you like to say something? Would you like to say something?
Yes, yes,
U.S. Marine Corps.
come on.
I don't know what to say. Thank you for the recognition. And like you said, I got shot 3 times. I survived, so I'm here with you, and I'm grateful to be here.
Amen. Oh, Mr. Simpkins.
John, come on. You'll have John drive us too. You want to go under the seal? Now, as we said earlier, life takes on all forms. We saw our young man, Ryan, who saved 2 lives. And now we have 2 police officers, members of our own the greatest precinct in Suffolk County, the 1st precinct, who we would like to pay tribute to. We're honored to have our inspector, Brendan Forte, who's with us. And I'm going to ask Councilman Terry McSweeney, our chairman of our Public Safety Committee, to make this special presentation.
Thank you, Supervisor, once again. As the supervisor said, it is the best precinct. They didn't dub it the 1st precinct for any other reason but that, because they are the best. So again, this is the most rare award that we do give out, and I want to talk about Joshua and Peter's, why they're here today. And it's something that you hear every day, but it's done by doctors and nurses, not normally by police officers who are patrolling the street, and which makes it very rare. These 2 officers responded to a call. They got there before the rescue got there, and as a fireman myself, I've never delivered a baby, and don't take this the wrong way, I don't want to deliver any babies, because I've seen the movies, I trained for it, and it's just something that I don't want to do. But these officers jumped in there, let their training take over, which is tremendous, It's, you know, the more repetition, the more we do things, the more we talk about things, the better we become at them. And this is, I assume, both of your first babies that delivered? Yeah. Again, I'm just in total awe of these two officers. And we want to congratulate them for bringing life into this world. Where would we be without our first responders, our police, our fire, our military? We wouldn't be the country we are today. We wouldn't be as safe as we are today without these people. And I'm sure that the family of this child that they brought into is extremely happy that these two officers were on duty that day, as we all are. So on behalf of the supervisor and the rest of the town board, I'd like to offer you these Heroism Awards. Like I said, it's the most prestigious award that we give out here in the town of Babylon. And we want to say thank you for all that you do. And we look forward to a long, prosperous career here. Hopefully you stay in the 1st Precinct. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to ask Inspector Forte if he'd like to say a few words.
Nice work, guys.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir.
These officers, both of them, have less than, one has less than 2 years in police work and one has less than 3 years in police work. Something that all the officers do, but especially in the 1st Precinct, is whenever they go to something that's ongoing, they take action right away. And the reason they do that, and something that helps them do that, and helps them leave their own families to go to work and work overtime and work the overnight shifts, is that they get a lot of support, not only from the town of Babylon, from the employees, but from the people who live here, the people who work here, and who commute through the town of Babylon. And that makes our job that much easier and really makes it a passion. And when your job is your passion, it's really not work. So thank you to everyone here. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We also have more citations from Kimberly Jean-Pierre's office as well.
Thank you, sir. Yep. Thanks, sir.
Picture with the board up
Yep, so we'll go,
under the seal.
and do you want to have your wives also?
Sure.
Where is that Bernice? Where is that Bernice? Where is that Bernice Fox? So, as you know, we have the Ron Klusner Excellence Award that we give out. It's decided by committee. Nominations are accepted from either town employees for fellow colleagues or nominations that we receive from the public based on actions taken by a particular town employee that we wish to recognize. And so for this month, August, I've never seen her quiet like this. If you've ever been in the senior transportation office in the annex, she is the air traffic controller, and I'm afraid of her.
No, don't. I'm good. We good.
We're good?
We're good.
All right. But she does, and look, it's a very difficult job because it is making sure that seniors and handicapped residents get to doctor's appointments, get to the senior centers for recreation programs. You deal with all sorts of weather. It's monumental. And I know the drivers work hard. She's got a great team that works with her and provides this important service. And every day, they make sure that the seniors get back and forth in good condition, healthy condition, to all of the different activities that they're going to. So I wanted to ask Dwayne to come up. And Gavin is here, Gavin Rogers. Do you have the next week? So the best part of the award, Dwayne's got the proclamation, which is good, but Jen Alsheimer makes brownies, and those will be delivered to you next week. The guys already have dibs on the brownies. Yeah, you just see. Those brownies are gone already. So Gavin runs our program for the Ron Klusner Excellence Award. Thank you, Gavin, for the work you do, and thank you, Jen, for the work that she does in baking. And I'll turn over to Dwayne for the special presentation.
Thank you, Supervisor. Those of you who have been sitting here, you saw that we recognized the young gentleman who saved a life and the 2 police officers who brought in new life with the birth of the baby. Bernice is a hero in her own right, and as the supervisor mentioned, she really brings life to these seniors, who allows them to get activities and do things that they normally wouldn't be able to do, to certain necessary appointments. And when you're scheduling anything, I don't know if you've ever done that, it's very complicated, it's difficult. You have to do all types of contingencies and things of that nature. It takes a very special person to do that and do it well. On behalf of myself, the supervisor, and the town board, we certainly recognize your efforts, and we appreciate your efforts, and we're going to give you this small token, but you will get your brownies and cookies. But right now, we're going to recognize you, the town board, as well as supervisor. I was going to call it Supervisor Kimberly. Assemblywoman Kimberly Jean-Pierre, I want to recognize you with these certificates. All right? Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess I'll say a little.
You going to say a little bit? Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for coming out to support me on this beautiful celebration. It's not easy. When I heard about it, I was like, what am I going to do? And everybody's going to say, you just go to the town and do what you normally do. Just tell them that you enjoy what you're doing. I enjoy helping the seniors. Sometimes it get tough, but whenever it get tough, I just look up and say, I need help. And he always helped me through everything that I got to get through. I enjoy doing what I do. And it's not just me, it's also my team that's behind me. I got their back, they got my back. We have a few difficult days, but we get through it. We don't take it from Monday to Friday. We just work it out. And I just have to say to my husband, thank you, Paul, thank you. You always have my back. When I come home, I think I might have had a tough day. My husband was just right there for me. And all of my friends and my commissioner, my deputy, Ms. Madeline, thanks. It's nice to see your face this morning. Thank you. That's my favorite niece. And that's my favorite nephew. And they know it, and the family knows it too. So I'm really, truly blessed to be standing here. Ron, I think you did a great job. Thank you, everybody. Trace and Marcus. Just stick with me. I get it done every day. I'm a type of person to help people and to get it done safe. Safe is our #1 thing in senior transportation. If you don't want to be safe, don't show up. Okay? And I got to tell you something. I only got 6 more months here. That's it. It's a joke. It's a joke.
You're not going anywhere.
All right, thank you,
She just
everyone.
nearly gave me a heart attack. Come on up here and take the picture. Tracy and Marcus and Madeline. Come on,
It's a
family
joke.
members, drivers. See, I told you she's...
I think she's asking for a raise.
Family and staff, and then we'll jump in. Squeeze in, closer, closer, closer.
Beautiful. 1, 2. Nice smiles. One more. Nice.
Stay
All
there.
right, just Bernice.
Where's the red carpet?
Someone who was afraid about coming here, right? Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you.
See you, everybody. Take care. Take care.
Take care, Coach.
Okay, could I ask everyone to please rise for a salute to the flag? Please remain standing for a moment of silence. I'd ask that you keep in your thoughts and prayers the brave servicemen and women serving our country, both here and abroad. Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning. Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta? Councilman Martinez?
Here.
Councilman McSweeney?
Here.
Councilman Gregory?
Here.
Supervisor Schaefer?
And I am here. So for our present, Councilman Mineta is excused for medical reason. He is fine, just recovering from an operation, but you can list him as excused. So we do have a quorum, and today is Wednesday, August 7th, 2024. Just by way of information, for those of you either attending for your first time or watching us on our YouTube channel live at 10 a.m. on the 7th, the meeting is divided up into 3 sections. First is dedicated to the public hearings, and there are 6 public hearings scheduled for today. If you're interested in addressing the board on any of the public hearings, you need to fill out a card up front, file with our town clerk. Second portion is dedicated to the agenda, and there are agendas on the table up front with today's resolutions. So if you're interested in addressing the board on any of the resolutions on today's agenda, for that we ask you to fill out a card as well. And the third portion is the open portion, when residents can come forward and address the board on any matter concerning town government or town services that is not on today's agenda. And again, we ask you to fill out a card for that as well. If you're watching us on the YouTube channel, you can click on the link. That'll take you to today's agenda. And you can either utilize that link today, the 7th, at 10 a.m. live, or that link will remain live so you can send us a message, question, or comment, and one of us will get back to you. With that, we'll go into the public hearings, and the first public hearing was a public hearing in reference to the coastal erosion hazard area variance of Edwin Mead, 69 The Narrows, Oak Beach, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 0100-243-1-193. So I asked Mr. Mead if you wouldn't mind, and just state your name and address for the record, and make a presentation, brief presentation on the application.
By all means. Good morning. My name is Edwin Mead. I live at 247 Oak Beach Road in Oak Beach. I'm just going to hand out my remarks, and then would like to read them into the record, if I may.
Sure.
I'm sorry?
Oh, yeah, turn the mic around.
Turn the mic around.
Sorry about that, Jim.
I should know stuff like this. I also considered showing up in my foul weather gear again, but I held off on that. I'm here on behalf of Anthony Tanzi and his variance hearing for his proposed facility. Brief history of the proposal. Anthony Tanzi lives at 54 Larboard Court in Oak Beach and entered into a contract on November 22nd, 2022 with the Oak Island Beach Association Incorporated to purchase the sublease of Lot 69, an empty and undeveloped lot lying adjacent and south of his own and bordering the Fire Island Inlet. The purchase included a small portion of the Narrows, a paper street located between the two subleases. He did so wanting, like many of his neighbors, to use it for recreation purposes with a pier, floating dock, and boat lifts. It should be noted that the shoreline has been fortified and stabilized for nearly 60 years by the presence of concrete riprap that was placed there to combat erosion in the 1960s. It should also be noted that with an identical shoreline, the adjacent leasehold to the west, identified as 52 Larboard Court, obtained all the required permission for a similar facility in 2001, including a coastal erosion hazard area permit. Both adjacent neighbors, incidentally, have been informed about Mr. Tanzi's proposals and have no objections. In July of 2021, Mr. Tanzi hired Outer Beach Marine Incorporated to obtain all necessary permits for construction of his proposed facility. With some minor modifications, we finally obtained a permit from New York State DEC number 1-4720-04775/00002 on January 10th, 2024, a general concurrence letter from New York State Department of State as F-2023-0313 on April 10th, 2024, and a letter of permission from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers as permit NAN-2023-00324 on April 22nd, 2024. Following the purchase of the sublease on March 14th, 2024, and with a letter of permission from the Oak Island Beach Association Incorporated on May 16th, 2024, we then applied to the town for a building permit, application number 148467, as well as a coastal erosion hazard area permit. The CEHA app was denied on May 28th, 2024, which brought us here to seek a variance. The 5 standards for variances and our responses are as follows. Standard A, no reasonable, prudent alternative site is available. Lacking a shoreline on his own property, Mr. Tanzi decided to purchase Lot 69, one of the few remaining shoreline unimproved lots in the association master lease, in order to gain access to a shoreline location required by town policy for permitting such activity. Standard B states all responsible means and measures to mitigate adverse effects on natural systems and their functions and values have been incorporated into the activity's design at the property owner's expense. The only disturbance to the upland portion of Lot 69 will be the minor disturbance associated with installing 340 square feet of walkway on the Narrows, a 4-foot by 52-foot walk, and small 8-foot by 12-foot deck on Lot 69. Much of that constructed on vegetated land containing mostly poison ivy. All seaward structures will be located in water averaging 6 feet of depth and accessed by an engineered pier spanning the concrete riprap. As there is no evidence that an open pile supported timber pier or dock either causes or prevents erosion along a given shoreline, no such adverse impacts on natural systems are anticipated. The pilings, however, may serve to promote the growth of marine organisms such as mussels and barnacles, etc., considered healthy to benthic habitat. Standard C reads, the development will be reasonably safe from flood and erosion damage. As discussed above, there is no evidence that an open pile supported timber pier either causes or prevents shoreline erosion. Given the consistently stable shoreline at this location, no erosion is expected to threaten the stability of the pier, dock, float system, or boat lifts. The pier will be constructed with a decking height of plus 7 feet mean low water, according to New York State DEC and Army Corps standards, keeping it safely above spring high water, as well as most storm tides. It will be constructed in such a workmanlike manner, according to standard practices as well as to the specifications, that it will withstand being flooded by a storm tide. The mooring poles for the float system will extend to at least an elevation of plus 8 feet mean low water and will keep the float system stable and in place during a high tide event. Standard D reads, the variance requested is the minimum required to overcome the practical difficulty or hardship which was the basis for the requested variance. The installation of the said structures should accommodate the requested need of Mr. Tanzi to enjoy his shoreline property as he had wished. And finally, Standard E, where public funds are utilized, the public benefits must clearly outweigh the long-term adverse effects. No public funds will be utilized. The entire facility will be paid for by Mr. Tanzi. I'd entertain questions. I will also let you know that I have Anthony Tanzi here. He has some remarks that he would like to enter into the record.
I was going to call him up next.
Okay,
Does
that's
anyone
fine.
have any questions for Mr.? Okay, thank you,
Okay,
Jed.
thank you.
Anthony Tanzi?
Good morning, Mr. Supervisor, members of the Town Board. Anthony Tanzi, 54 Larboard Court, Babylon, New York. I just wanted to say that we had certainly thank you all for hearing us today. And I just wanted to point out that we had gone to every, well, not just all of our adjacent neighbors, but we also shared our plan with every property within, actually every property but one, only because we couldn't get in contact with them. They were a few houses away, but every one of our neighbors for 5 houses in every direction, and we have obtained 17 letters of support from all of our neighbors there. If I could hand those in, would that be okay?
Yeah, if you can hand it, we'll make them part of the record. Thanks.
Obviously, that's it. My family and I purchased our home in Oak Beach in 2009, and we have been extremely happy to summer in Babylon every summer since then, and it's a wonderful community, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Okay, Arnold Lanzolata.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm the president of the Oak Island Beach Association, and I've been the president, unfortunately, for the last 17 years. So I just want to point out to everybody that we're a waterfront community, and Mr. Tanzi is a new waterfront owner because we've sold him an empty lot, and that 90% of the people that have waterfront community in Oak Beach have a dock. And it's, it's imperative that people that are on the water, if they have a boat, we as the community would like to tell you that we're behind Mr. Tanzi and we'd like him to have a dock like everybody else. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Gretchen.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gretchen Pabst. I'm from Oak Beach, and I'm the vice president of the Oak Island Beach Association. And I would just like to say that Mr. Tanzi is doing us a favor by purchasing a lot that was previously unusable. It's filled with boulders, and all the members of the association were paying the taxes on that lot. And he's assumed that from us, taken over the taxes, and now it's still unusable, but he purchased that with the intent of building a dock. And I fully support that, as do most members of the community, because he's actually doing a service to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Dale Paps?
Good morning, members of the board. I'm just here. I'm Gretchen's husband, also live in Oak Beach at 68 Circle Drive. You're
the second gentleman?
There you go, exactly. One of the things that I'm passionate about in Oak Beach is also boating safety and the safety of the people who recreate in front of our community beaches, in the water. And one of the things I've done over the last couple of years is actually worked with Artie Smith, the Town of Babylon Harbor Master, to work on putting in no-wake buoys across our association to prevent people from driving at very high speeds, driving huge wakes, and potentially endangering folks swimming, recreating, paddleboarding across the association. Tony was instrumental in helping us put those buoys in. He's an instrumental part of the community. When you look at a community like ours, being engaged in the community is a huge aspect of things. And I'd say Tony is probably one of the most engaged members of our community, and fully support him in his endeavors on this dock. Thank you.
Okay, I don't have any other cards beside that. We did receive 15 letters that I'm going to present to you, Mr. Mead, in opposition to the application or requesting an adjournment of the hearing. Obviously, we're not adjourning the hearing. The hearing has been posted, noticed, and scheduled for today. But I'm going to give these to the clerk. I'm going to have her give you a copy of them. What I would ask, and I don't know if this is reasonable, if you would be able to respond to them within the next 2 weeks, say 14 days?
Certainly.
If that's reasonable?
Sure.
So I'll hand them up, and we'll make copy available to you. And we'll also make a copy available. Anthony, you're the reviewer on this? To Anthony Valentino, who's in our Environmental Control Department. He's the reviewer of the application, so we'll make those available to you as well. Is there anyone else here who wishes to speak on the application? Mr. Mead, do you want to? You get a final crack at. But
I don't believe so, Mr. Supervisor.
yeah, I'll let you respond to the letters once you get them.
Take care of that.
Great, thank you. Okay, so I'll take a motion to close and reserve with the caveat that we'll give Mr. Mead 14 days to respond to the letters, and you can submit the response through Mr. Valentino.
Will do.
And then he'll hand them up to the clerk. Take a motion from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman McSweeney. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Thank you. Second public hearing is public hearing in reference to amending the Code of the Town of Babylon, Chapter 118, Expediters. I don't have any cards, so we'll take a motion from Councilman Gregory, second by Councilman McSweeney, to close and reserve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Third public hearing is public hearing in reference to amending Chapter 2, Article 2, Section 2-2, the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards. Take a motion from Councilman McSweeney, seconded by Councilman Martinez, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Fourth public hearing is public hearing in reference to amending Chapter 2, Article 4, Section 2-8, Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards. Take a motion from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman Gregory, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Fifth public hearing is public hearing in reference to amending Chapter 3, Article 2, Section 3-4 of the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman McSweeney, second by Councilman Gregory, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Sixth public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending Chapter 6, Section 6-5 of the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman Gregory, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed, decision reserved. That's it for the public hearing. I don't have any cards on the agenda, so we'll go into the agenda. Are there any items that need to be removed from the consensus resolution agenda? Seeing none, take a motion to adopt the consensus resolution agenda as listed.
I offer the consensus resolution agenda.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Consensus resolution agenda is adopted as listed. Today's resolutions, Resolution 647.
I offer 647.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 648.
Offer Resolution 648.
Second?
Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Councilman McSweeney?
Yes.
Councilman Gregory?
Yes.
Supervisor Schaefer?
Yes, resolutions approved, 4 votes in favor, 1 absent. Resolution 649.
I offer 649.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 650.
I offer Resolution 650.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 651.
Offer Resolution 651.
I second.
Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Councilman McSweeney?
Yes.
Councilman Gregory? Supervisor Schaefer?
And I abstain. Resolutions adopted, 3 votes in favor, 1 abstention, 1 absent. That's it for the resolutions. No cards on the open portion. Anyone wish to address the board that's here on the open portion? Seeing none, take a motion to adjourn by Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman McSweeney. All those in favor? Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Good meeting.